Fred. What you doing out here in the garage?
I was just cleaning out some old boxes. Hey, look, Bon. Here's my old band uniform from school.
What did you play, Fred?
The xylophone. Here's a picture of me.
Say, Fred, you really look great. Good thing you're not still in the band. You'd be bigger than your instrument now.
Just a minute, wise guy. Are you trying to tell me I've put on a little weight since my school days?
A little? Fred, you'd make a whole brass section by yourself.
All right. I'm going to prove to you that I'm just as slim now as I was then. Let me go inside and put on my old uniform. You'll see, it fits like a glove.
That's some glove, Fred. Too bad it isn't a rubber glove.
Knock it off, will you, Bon? This is no laughing matter. I really have gained some weight. What am I going to do?
Fred, you'll have to go on a diet and get some exercise.
Well, Bonnie, old pal, you're no beanpole yourself. You could stand to trim up too, you know.
Gee, I guess you're right, Fred. Where do we start?
Let's go down to the library where Pebbles works. She can find us some dieting books or something.
What are we waiting for?
Yes, Daddy and Mr. Rubble, we do have books on dieting and exercise here. But if you're serious about getting rid of extra weight, you should have some basic knowledge about the problem.
What knowledge? If I'm fat, right? And I should go on a diet.
Daddy, don't you remember when I was younger and had that weight problem? Mom sent me to a weight counselor, and I learned there was more to the problem than meets the eye. Let me pass on some of what I learned.
Good. It'll be fun to listen to a Flintstone who knows what they're talking about for a change.
Will you knock off the wisecracks, Bonnie? Go ahead, Pebbles.
Well, first you need to know what kind of weight problem you have, if any.
If any?
That's right. If you simply feel that you're too heavy, that's just about as bad as actually being overweight. You see, your feelings and attitudes about yourself are very important. You must believe in yourself.
Gosh, I believe in myself.
You believe in Santa Claus, too.
Sometimes people aren't overweight, but just a little flabby. Some careful exercising might fix them right up. There are other people who have picked up a few extra pounds. If this bothers them, if they're not happy with themselves, they may want to take off the extra weight. Then there's baby fat. That's the extra pudginess a child may have as he or she is growing into adolescence. Also, when kids start changing into adulthood around the preteen years, they may put on extra pounds. In these cases, the body is just storing up extra energy supplies. It's preparing for a big growth spurt.
There are some people that do have a more serious permanent weight problem, though.
You can say that again, Fred.
Yes, Daddy. The term obese is used to describe anyone who is at least 30% heavier than is normal for their age, height, and bone structure. There are many people from all backgrounds, age groups, and walks of life who share this problem. Why, an estimated 1/5 of all school-age children are obese.
How can you tell if you're overweight?
I'll tell you you're overweight, Fred. Just ask me.
I was talking to Pebbles.
Weight charts are fairly useless. There are too many factors that they cannot consider. The best way is to go to a doctor for a professional opinion.
Well, Pebbles, Bonnie and I are overweight. I guess there's no question about that. Now what?
It's a complicated problem. You need to understand how the extra weight got on you.
Well, tell us more, Pebbles.
It's time for me to get off work. We can talk some more as we walk.
Hey, Pebbles, what exactly is fat?
If you want to be scientific, fat is a lot of atoms of the chemicals carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen all hooked together. But body fat looks much like the yellowish fat that can easily be seen on an uncooked chicken. A person has fat throughout most of his body. There are larger amounts, however, in the thighs, upper arms, abdomen, and buttocks.
What does the fat do?
It just makes us look flabby, right, Pebbles?
Oh, no, Mr. Rubble. A certain amount of fat is important in the body. Fat helps keep you warm, and it helps cushion the delicate organs inside you. Also, fat is burned inside of the body to provide energy, maintain temperature levels, and help do any needed repair work.
Gosh, that sounds pretty important.
It is. The human body is a very efficient machine. Any energy that you get from food, which is not used right away, is stored for future use. It's stored inside special cells as fat.
Oh, I get it. If the stored fat gets to be too much, we become overweight.
That's pretty much what it amounts to. An excess of fat can mean you have too much fat inside the storage cells. It can also mean that there are too many storage cells inside your body. These cells are produced as you grow up. Once the cells are in the body, they can never be eliminated. But you can control the amount of fat that is stored inside the cells.
Tell us how we get the fat, Pebbles. This is getting interesting.
Okay. All the energy that our body needs must be provided in the food we eat. Food is made up of 6 basic nutrients: water, vitamins, minerals, protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Of course, the vitamins and minerals are very important to us, but the real bulk of the food is the protein, carbohydrates, fats, and water.
We know about water. Tell us about those other 3.
All right. Protein is the main material of which cells are made. Since our body consists of billions of cells, we need protein to manufacture and repair cells. We get protein mainly from meat, fish, poultry, beans, nuts, eggs, and milk products.
How about carbohydrates?
Carbohydrates are used mainly as fuel to keep the body running. When the carbohydrates are burned, they release heat to maintain body temperature, and they provide quick energy. You get carbohydrates from foods made from flour, potatoes, rice, corn, and other vegetables, as well as fruit and sugar. Any energy not used from the carbohydrates is changed into fat and stored.
And that brings us to fat, huh?
Right. We've already talked about what fat does. You get fats from animal fats, like in meat or milk products. You also get it from oils found in seeds and plants.
So food helps us build and repair cells and gives us energy.
Right. The energy is measured in calories. A calorie is a way to measure heat. A pound of protein, or a pound of carbohydrates, equals 1,800 calories when burned. But a pound of fat equals 4,000 calories. You can see that fat can produce about twice as much energy as protein or carbohydrates. A pound of body fat equals about 3,500 calories, so that extra stored fat mounts up quickly.
Yeah. Say, does that mean to lose a pound of body fat that is stored up, you have to use up an extra 3,500 calories worth of energy?
Exactly, Daddy. To use up any of your stored fat, you have to burn more calories than you take in. It's really that simple.
If it's that simple, how come people gain too much weight?
Well, Mr. Rubble, there are a lot of reasons.
Yeah, you can inherit the problem, right, Pebbles?
Well, you can't inherit fat, but some doctors think it might be possible to inherit the tendency toward being overweight. At least you're likely to have the same eating habits as your parents.
I heard something once about trouble with a gland causing obesity.
The thyroid gland controls metabolism. That's the speed and efficiency with which your body burns food. If this gland isn't working properly, it can cause a problem. This happens very seldom, however. There are many more common reasons.
Huh? Like what, Pebbles?
For one thing, people don't work as hard today as they used to. We have many work-saving devices that keep our bodies from burning as much energy. Today's food is more fattening also.
Gee, I never thought of that.
There can also be psychological reasons. You may have problems or fears which you try to forget by eating. Since you were a baby, eating has been associated with comfort. Also, parents often feed you to make you feel better. Sometimes they reward you for being good by giving you a special food treat.
Say, those are some pretty good reasons I never thought of.
There's one other point about overeating. You never see a fat animal in the wild. Animals will only eat what they need. But people are different. You know when you're hungry in two ways. Nerves in your stomach signal when the level of food gets too low. Also, there is a gland in your brain that signals when your body needs to take in food. But we often eat because something looks good, because someone else is eating, or for other reasons. We may not even be hungry.
Gosh, Pebbles, that's sure food for thought. Get it? Food for thought?
We get it, Barney, we get it. But I'd like to learn more about this problem so I can figure out how to improve my own situation.
Good. I have to go meet Rocky Slag now. Come back to the library tomorrow and we'll finish our discussion.
Fine, Pebbles. Barney and I will be there, all right.
Right, Freddie. In the meantime, we'll digest what you've already told us.
Barney, I'm getting fed up with your jokes. Hey, now I'm doing it. Oh, boy.